Ben and Tom. Then the 98 Jack Reed from the 32 car of Marcy Brownlees. Well, over to Lawrence, a good field of C-graders.
Yes, perhaps the best field of C-grade saloons that we've seen here at Ellesmere for a long time at least. And it looks like Dean Borowski will start, oh, it's not Dean, it's, sorry, 65A. And that, of course, is Dennis Luscombe will start off the front row. On his outside is car number 43. In fact, I think that's 47, is it? 47, Chad Palin. Then we move back to Dean Borowski, car 669. It looks like car number 64, Earl Luscombe, coming up on the inside to line up on grid 3. Next row of the grid, it looks like Dennis Luscombe, car number 65. On his outside is car number 72, the car of Dylan Anderson. Now this little car really flies. Keep your eyes out for car number 72, Dennis Anderson. And behind Dennis Anderson, on the fourth row of the grid, we have car number 31A. 31 is Wayne Sullivan. And on his outside, it looks like car number 22, Brian Mason. And the back row of the grid, or back seat of the bus if you like, is Dion Mason, car number 38. And on the outside of Dion, just trying to pick up the number there, no, can't quite see it from here. No, it is car number 73, Tristan Mason. So we're away and racing. Great start from the 47A there of Chad Palin. Moves to the front from car number 68 as they go through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. 68 in the second position. In fact, just going through to the lead there. Takes over the lead. In fact, that is the 65. That's Dennis Luscombe, your race leader. And pulling away, but watch out for Dylan Anderson into second place now. Now this little car of Dylan Anderson is a flyer, so watch out for car 72. Back there in third, it's still 47 of Chad Palin. Moving into fourth now is the 22 of Brian Mason out of Oxford Speedway. And behind Brian, it looks like car number 73, Tristan Mason. Of course, that's Brian's son. Moves through into fourth place. So you pick up your race leaders. It's getting pretty tight here between Dennis Luscombe and car 72, Dylan Anderson. Chad Palin still sits there in third place in the 47, ahead of Brian Mason. Some good battles further back in the field. But it is still down the back straight, 65. Dennis Luscombe.
You got one stopping on the straight here, Lawrence.
Oh yes, that looks like car number 22, Brian Mason. So I'm not too sure what's happened to Brian Mason. So 73, Tristan Mason just checking on his dad. So the order is Dennis Luscombe, car number 65, from car number 72, Ryan Anderson. Then we move back to car number 47, Chad Palin. And behind him is the 64 car of Earl Luscombe. Then the 61 car of Rose Luscombe. Now Rose is a former South Island C-grade CTRA champion. So it looks like we're going to go green this time around. There we go, the green flag comes out. Good start there from Dennis Luscombe, but on the outside with the momentum is the 72 of Dylan Anderson, who takes over the lead. Gets a bit untidy coming out of turn 2 and gives the opportunity for Dennis Luscombe to close in a wee bit. Back there in third, still Chad Palin, battling with 3 wide as they come out of turns 3 and 4. And a bit of door rubbing going on there. Rose Luscombe moves into third place. And there we go, Dennis Luscombe up the inside of Dylan Anderson through turns 3 and 4. But Anderson once more has the momentum on the outside. Through turns 3 and 4 they go. Dylan Anderson leads onto the front straight once again. Rose Luscombe back there in third place ahead of the 73 of Tristan Mason. Then further back to Chad Paven. On the outside of him is the 64 of Earl Luscombe and Wayne Sullivan coming into the picture now. So this race over 8 laps, and it's a good little battle here between Dennis Luscombe, who's got the momentum on the outside. He's going to go right round the outside of Dylan Anderson. No mean feat at all. Down the back straight they go. In fact, maybe something's happened with Dylan Anderson because he seems to be slipping back. And Rose Luscombe starting to put pressure now on Dylan Anderson for second as the white flag comes out for the C-grade saloons. Oh, there goes the move from Rose Luscombe up the inside of Dylan Anderson. But down the back straight, it's all Dennis Luscombe as he goes through turns 3 and 4. Keeping it in the family, we've got Rose Luscombe back there in second place, but it will be Dennis Luscombe takes the win away from Rose Luscombe. Back there in third, slowing. Oh, it looks like he's only running on 3 cylinders. That's Dylan Anderson in third place, car 72. Fourth place will go to Tristan Mason, car number 73, ahead of Wayne Sullivan in car 31. Then back to car number 64, the car of Earl Luscombe. Chad Paven is next, car 47. He's followed through by the 38 Oxford car there of Dion Mason and Dean Vioski. Oh, C-grade saloons. We've got a couple of families in this one. Of course, the Luscombes and, of course, the Masons. So, off the front row, we have car number 73, Tristan Mason. On his outside is his brother, car number 38, Dion Mason. Then on the second row of the grid, keeping it in the family, it's Dad, car number 22, Brian Mason. On his outside is car number 31, Wayne Sullivan. Then we move back to car 669, that's Dean Voroski. And on Dean's outside, it looks like it's car number 64, Earl Luscombe. Then we move back to race 1 winner, Dennis Luscombe, 65. And at the tail of the field is car 47, back seat of the bus, Chad Paven. Through turns 1 and 2 they go, and look at this, it's the 2 Masons going out of the hammer and tongs, side by side, down the back straight for the first time. Tristan leads his brother, car number 38, Dion Mason, back there in third place, going pretty fast and pretty wide, round the outside. A good drive there from Earl Luscombe into second place. Can he go right round the outside of young Tristan? Down the back straight they go. Of course, Tristan has also raced saloons as well. Into turns 3 and 4 they go, side by side. But Earl Luscombe seems like he's got the momentum on the outside, and that's going to carry him through to the race lead. But here comes Dennis Luscombe, our race 1 winner. Also going around the outside, or attempting to go around the outside of Tristan Mason. Down the back straight they go, and look at the speed difference in the straight line. Dennis Luscombe right around the outside of Tristan Mason. Dion Mason still back there in fourth place ahead of Wayne Sullivan, car 31. Then a gap back to Brian Mason, Dean Borowski and Chad Paven. But out front, Earl Luscombe goes goes wide through turns 1 and 2, and still taking that wide line as Dennis tries to take the pole line side by side through turns 3 and 4. Dennis Luscombe with the advantage now over Earl Luscombe. So it's the bragging rights between the two Luscombes as they go through turns 1 and 2. Look at this, Dennis trying to push Earl wide. Back there in third place, it's another family battle. We got the Masons, Christian, but here comes Wayne Sullivan trying to upset family business there in the 31 car, but looks like Dion's just gone around the outside of young Christian and the Demon Racing entries. Then a gap back to the other Demon Racing car there of Dad, car number 22, Brian Mason. Around the outside of him is Chad Pavlin, but your race leader is still Dennis Luscombe, trying to make it 2 wins from 2 starts ahead of Earl Luscombe. Then back in third place, Dion Mason putting up a good fight with Wayne Sullivan, but Sullivan comes up the inside of Mason. And it looks like the white flag about to come out for a race leader, Dennis Luscombe. From Earl Luscombe, back there in third place is now splitting the two families up, is Wayne Sullivan. Then then in fourth place you've still got car number 38, the car of Dion Mason ahead of Tristan Mason, and here comes the checkered flag for our race winner. 2 wins from 2 starts. Not a bad effort from Dennis Luscombe. Second place to Earl Luscombe, car 64. Third to the 31 of Wayne Sullivan. Ahead of the 38 of Dion Mason. Ahead of Tristan Mason, car number 73. Then back to Chad Pavlin, car 47. Brian Mason is next, car number 22. And car 669 at the tail of the field is Dean Borowski. Oh, into the final C-grade saloon race of the afternoon. And out front, it's going to be very hard for anyone to beat Dennis Luscombe from there. He's already had 2 wins. But on the second row, it looks like car number 31, Wayne Sullivan. And alongside Wayne is car number 47, Chad Pavlin. Then the third row of the grid, we have car number 22 on the inside. That is Brian Mason. On his outside is 64 of Earl Luscombe. So it's 2 families going to have a good battle on the third row of the grid. Then in the fourth row of the grid, we have car number 38, Dion Mason. On his outside, car 669, Dean Borowski. And at the tail of the field is car 73, Tristan Mason. We're away and racing already. And it's good night nurse for the rest of the competitors, I think, because Dennis Luscombe has already got about a dozen car lengths ahead of his car number 64, Earl Luscombe, and car 31, Wayne Sullivan, up the inside into second place. Back there in fourth, it's Dad. That's car 22, Dad Mason, just leading one of his son. Gives him a bit of a love tap down the front straight here. That was Dion Mason moving through. His other son, Tristan Mason, wanted a piece of the action also. And further back is Chad Pavlin and Dean Borowski at the tail of the field. But out front, it's that man that's done the business all day. That's car number 65, Dennis Luscombe, your race leader. We seem to have lost Dylan Anderson. But car 65, your race leader, Dennis Luscombe, leads them through turns 3 and 4, ahead of Wayne Sullivan, trying to keep him honest. Then back to Earl Sullivan, ahead of Dion Mason, Brian Mason, Tristan Mason, and Dean Borowski. Down the back straight they go once again, and it looks like Wayne Sullivan could be just picking up on our race leader, Dennis Luscombe, ever so slowly. Earl Luscombe's got a pretty lonely race there in third place ahead of Dion Mason, Brian Mason, and a good battle at the tail of the field between Dean Vorosky and car number 73, Tristan Mason. Our race leaders come through turns 3 and 4, and yes, Wayne Sullivan is closing that gap to our race leader, Dennis Luscombe. Can Luscombe hold on to make it a hat-trick of wins here this afternoon at Ellesmere Speedway? Down the back straight he goes, just puts the lap on car 73, Tristan Mason. Through turns 3 and 4 they go. And it looked like Wayne Sullivan was catching Dennis Luscombe, but Luscombe just starting to pull away slightly once again. Long way back to Earl Luscombe in third place, car 64, ahead of the Oxford car, car 38, Dion Mason. As they come round here with the white flag, 1 lap to go, just puts the lap on Dean Borowski, does our race leader Dennis Luscombe. Through turns 1 and 2 he goes. Runs a wee bit wide, but Wayne Sullivan is too far back to take advantage. Through turns 3 and 4 for the last time. It's going to be car number 65. Good driving from him here this afternoon. That is car 65, Dennis Luscombe. Second place to car 31, Wayne Sullivan. Third place will go to car 64, Earl Luscombe, ahead of car 38, the Oxford car, the Demon Racing Team car there of car number 38, Dion Mason for 4th place. 5th place to car 22, one of the other Demon Racing cars, of course, that is Dad Brian Mason, ahead of car 669, Dean Vorosky, and at the tail of the field was car 73, the last of the Demon Racing Team